Welcome back to the Man United stream, hope you're doing well. We've got lots of transfer news coming your way today, so stick around, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Yes, we've got Manuel Ugarte update, we've got news on Youssouf Fofana. Could he be a new replacement for the Ugarte deal? Could United also be giving up on De Ligt? This is huge news coming out of Man United, and it's all back to square one again, it looks like, because United are struggling to sell players. That is the news we're hearing. That is the problems we still got at United. And will the new staff at Man United be able to sort that problem out? Will they be able to sell these players who clearly are refusing to leave Man United? So to hear lots more on this and more, make sure you stick around, make sure you hit the like button on this video, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber to the Man United stream channel. Okay, so let's kick off today's show with Manuel Ugarte. The news has been flying around that this deal could be on the verge of collapse. Yes, United looked like they steamrolled ahead and they looked like they were going to get Manuel Ugarte this week as well. Lots of people had said that United will be announcing Ugarte. They agreed personal terms last week with him and his agent, so it looked like a done deal. It looked like United will go in there, make an offer to PSG, agree an amount, and it'll be done, and it'll be easy as that. But it hasn't happened for whatever reason. Well, we actually know the reason. We know that PSG are demanding a high valuation, a high price for Ugarte, and United are simply not prepared to pay that. United saw this guy as a cheaper option to João Neves. He's nowhere near as good as João Neves. We have to accept that. João Neves, number one, has got great potential, and his stats on paper are a lot better than Ugarte, but Ugarte might be the better player in the Premier League, and that's what we've got to remember. Ugarte might be better suited to the Premier League. The cut and thrust of the Premier League, the high intensity play might suit Ugarte rather than João Neves. We don't know. And now it seems like this deal is dead in the water. We're hearing from sources that United are in fact now looking at alternative options, one being Youssouf Fofana. The French international is now being considered as a replacement for Ugarte. He is also a very good player. United are thinking about buying him. There's other teams in Fofana. The big difference with Fofana and Ugarte is that Fofana, they're asking for a price of around £15 million. That's next to nothing. I mean, if we can get Fofana, and he is still a class act in midfield, he would be a great addition to this United team, even if he's just a squad player. But the biggest news we're hearing right now from United sources is that United are struggling to actually get rid of players. Their original plan was to get a couple of signings in, then start selling players, and then they can get some income coming in, and then they've got enough money to go out there and buy one or two more players. Hence why they had lined up De Ligt to come in later on in the transfer window. However, now they've got a huge problem. They're players like Casemiro and others that are simply not wanting to leave United. We have had this before. We had it last season where we had it with McTominay and Harry Maguire, where these players just simply did not want to leave because they knew they've got a decent contract here, they're getting paid a huge salary, and no other club will pay that amount of salary to them. That is why the players want to stay at United. The likes of Casemiro, the likes of McTominay, they don't want to go anywhere. This has been the biggest problem United have had in recent years, where they've brought in these players under the Glazers and they've given them huge contracts, and the players have just not wanted to leave. They've not wanted to go anywhere. They want to see out their contract because they know this is lucrative. To stay at United is absolutely lucrative. Whether they're playing or not, they don't really care about. They're absolute mercenaries. And that's the problem we've got. Now, will the new staff at United be able to sort this out? It looks highly unlikely. If we've started hearing news that they're struggling to sell players right now, it looks highly unlikely that these players will leave. And one of the key reasons why is that the player himself and his agent have to show some determination in the transfer market. They have to speak with other teams, they have to negotiate personal terms, but if they're not prepared to do that, teams will not come in for offers. That's how it unfortunately works nowadays. Potential teams approach players and their agents to discuss personal terms and discover whether the player actually wants to join them and is willing to play for their team. If there's no willingness, they're not going to actually buy the player. They're not going to make an offer to United, and that's what we're getting. We're getting no offers from any any clubs out there. Well, not any decent offers, and that's the biggest problem. The only player that had any willingness to actually leave was Mason Greenwood, because he knew his future does not lie at United, and hence why his team actually negotiated personal terms with Marseille, and we got that done really quickly. The likes of Casemiro, the likes of McTominay, and even the likes of Harry Maguire, their teams are not negotiating with anybody. They don't want to be negotiating, and that's where the problem lies. They are not interested in moving away from United, and United are stuck with them unless United do something else where they can approach clubs directly and get rid of these players. It's very, very difficult. We're going to have to watch this space and see what happens, because without selling these players, we're hearing that United actually can't move anymore on the deals that they've lined up, in the form of De Ligt, in the form of Ugarte maybe, and if not Ugarte, Yusuf Fofana, and if not Yusuf Fofana, other midfield options that United are looking at right now. Now, another player that Man United have been closely linked to last 24 hours is the midfielder from Palmeiras called Richard Rios. He is a Colombian star. He was playing in the Copa America. He had an amazing Copa America, and this guy does look like he fits the bill as well. He'd be a lot cheaper than Ugarte. Not sure if he'd be cheaper than Fofana, but this guy is being looked at. We're going to get some further information on him. We're going to speak to more sources at United to see if this is actually a genuine link or not, and we'll bring you further updates on this. But as things stand, things are on hold. We're not quite sure if United are going to move on any other transfers that they've lined up. We're not quite sure if they can even move on the Yusuf Fofana deal, but we'll bring you all the updates as and when we get them. So make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You're watching the Man United Stream channel.